Okay, hey, so this is Future Void speaking. I am super sorry this took really long to make. I just had no motivation and really time to make this video, so I'm very sorry it took a while. I actually checked. I don't know how long ago I made this video. I know it was a good few months ago though, at least. And yeah, sorry.
Alright, oh, alright. Episode 1 of the. Welcome back to the Zenith radio station. Today is the first proper episode in which we are going to be doing interviews. Which means another day, another episode. This one, yeah. How many people will make the cut in this episode depends on just how long each interview ends up being. Each and there are 5 questions. I'll probably not use all 5 because I might not need to ask some people. um, this also allows my guest, who is currently sitting in a voice call with me, who you will not be able to hear because I have a text-to-speech bot for them, which is currently muted, so they cannot talk at the moment, or at least you guys can not hear them. But yeah, so basically the questions are, and this actually allows them to think. What is your name? Online, not real, obviously. Have you been involved with things? Have done the past? Blah blah blah. I'm go- for your information, Miss Guest. I will have that pop up during the video because it's funny. Anyways, so for our first guest, we have someone I would call a close friend of mine, who is going to be a sort of co-host to the show. My friend V. Say hello, V.
Hello, this is my real voice.
Yeah, so I'm hoping I am going to slightly increase the text-to-speech audio.
Hello, chat.
Yeah, so this is V. I'll probably have a picture of them pop up on screen. So V is going to be like a sort of co-host for the show. They've helped me out with a lot of stuff in the past. And currently, we have to use a text-to-speech bot because they do not have a mic.
Yes. I am too broke. Spent all my money on potbelly soup.
Okay. Well, is there anything you'd like to say before we move on to the questions?
I do not think so.
Alright, so, that's fine. So, first question, what is your name, which we obviously said is V earlier, but would you like to be called anything else throughout the series, throughout this show? Would you like to be called anything else?
V.
Okay. So, yes, this is, oh, you're typing?
There is many P pseudonyms to that.
Pseudonyms. I think it was trying to say that.
Many meanings.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn that on.
Teehee.
Okay, so next question. Have you been involved with things I have done in the past? You obviously know the answer to this.
Yes.
Would you like...
Many.
If I go quiet, it's because they are typing and it takes a bit.
The analog protocol and Truth SMP mainly.
That actually segues right into my next question on would you like to actually share what we've worked on together?
Yes.
You may go on a rant. You have complete right. I can also go on mute if I need to just do stuff.
We've done work on the analog protocol, which is a rather large project.
Also, don't worry, guys. This will not just be pure silence. You will have music. You will have music to listen to as this goes on.
I'm the main writer for Arbiter Persists, but I helped a fair bit with Gem Saga, aka Void's project.
Yep.
I wrote the characters Celine, Bismuth, and the Mother of Puppets.
Yeah, so, and...
as well as a few others. But those are the mainer.
So for a bit of background for viewers who are not aware. The Analog Protocol, or TAP for short, is as V said earlier, is a rather large project that me, V, and a friend of ours, Flame, have all worked on for almost the past 2 years now, actually, because its second anniversary comes up in July. I can check the date real quick. Yeah, hold on. Because let me find it. Yeah, it's like some point in, like, we can't remember, like, the specific date, but, like, the best we can give is, like, July 5th. Really. Like, around July is pretty much the best date we can give.
Yeah. We lost the original date, Heartbreak.
Yeah, because, like, the reason why we're choosing just July in general is because 2 of the anniversaries for this project happened during July, being my project of Gem Saga and our friend Flame's project, Anemone. Do we have the date for Arbiter Persists?
Yeah.
I can't recall.
Whoops, I was replying to the other dates.
Yeah, it's fine. We kind of got it. I feel like I can try and have, like, edit it together.
App does not have a date.
Alright. Yeah, so I cannot for life, like, both because it's not because, like, I'm contractually obligated not to say it. I may as well be, because I don't want to spoil anything about the 3 series. It's just but in general, all 3 are rather hard to explain, especially with the main, like, parent series of TAP, the Analog Protocol. It's very hard to explain it all because it is just this, as of the moment, it's kind of a convoluted mess. We're still working on that stuff.
Yeah, lol.
And what's... Oh, you're typing. I'll probably edit all the messages so we don't have as much as pauses for between these messages.
They can be somewhat summarized, though.
Yeah, I'll let you talk first, because your thing is gonna probably interrupt me as I say something, so I'll just let you rant as much as you need to, as long as you want to, about this topic. And also, for the viewers at home, V loves their rants. They go on them a lot. And I mean a lot. And I know not to interrupt said rants, so... yeah.
The Analog Protocol has 3 main stories. I won't spoil the timeline, though. Anemone, Gem Saga, and Arbiter Persists.
Also, it is not pronounced Anemone. Like, that's just how text-to-speech says it. It's Anemone.
Arbiter Persists is my main story. It's primarily horror. That's all I gotta say, UE.
I'm going to wait a little bit, because I saw them typing again, and I'm not sure if they are going to say anything else.
Nah, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay, so... to kind of summarize the other two projects, Anemone and Gem Saga, since I have to talk about Gem Saga. It's my series. I can't really, and I have to talk about Anemone because our friend Flame is currently not here. Gem Saga is definitely one of my favorite stories that I've been working on for the past 2 years now. Because I've been doing a little bit of mini writing before that, and I'd rather leave that stuff in the abyss. God forbid. Thank God. Basically, Gem Saga is like this really fun project for me to do because it kind of allows me to do little mini experiments, and I really hope to, when I get to it, be a really amazing, fun story to read. It's like kind of, the main topics of Gem Saga is found family, because it's pretty much the entire plot, pretty much the entire plot of the series hinges on found family. And that's awesome, because found family is amazing. Now, to talk about Nemue, I can't really say much, mostly because I'm not the director of it. But really what I can say is basically it's taking a lot of interesting topics. Lesbians are being pretty much the main thing.
Lesbians.
Yep. Yeah, it's a really fun story from what from the little snippets where you've been able to work on. Now, alongside Nox versus the main title for tab, alongside this, I have my own. We also have our own personal projects, which we'll go into later on. But to round off this part, it's amazing to think that the analog protocol all came from a little funny bits we did on Minecraft, which we called Analog, and it was a really fun thing. Bunch of old friends. Me, V, Flame, and I, along with some other older friends who don't really work on the project anymore with us. It was a lot of fun. It actually ended off at a really funny note, with... Okay, not real funny, but more funny to us since we have dark humor. With V chasing us around a maze with an axe, dressed I think as a furry. I think you had the furry skin at that point.
LMAO. That was such a way to describe it.
I mean, am I wrong though?
Also, I think I had the terrorist MC skin, but not sure. You ain't wrong.
Yeah, I think...
No, wait, that's an even worse way to put it. Ignore that.
The terrorist MC skin part.
Shush.
I'm not gonna say it again, but that skin, wasn't that the original, shadow skin, the one with the crown and vest, / jacket thing?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to confirm. Now, let's talk about, the other project we've been working on. So, obviously, since the Analog Protocol is such a big project, we obviously not have to focus... We're obviously not going to focus all our efforts into the one thing. So during the years I've been in the group with V and Flame, we've been doing our own little things with other projects. Two of which I'm working on. V is very much helping me with. V is helping me greatly with one of them. The main thing I've been working on is a thing called Truth Chronicles. It's my own story. It's really fun for me to write. And to give a description of the world, it's basically, I'm trying to take a lot of mythologies and combining them into one world. so the reader has fun just enjoying like things they recognize. Like for V's case, Greek. I'm taking some Greek mythology stuff, or Greek just shit. For like people like V who like Greek mythology, and I'm using a lot of Norse stuff because I absolutely love Norse mythology. And the project that V is currently helping me on is Truth SMP, which is our own little server. We both of us have posted our little trailers for it on our respective YouTube channels.
Ironically, I am on Truth SMP right now.
Nice. Yeah, I will probably just throw up an image screenshot if you like. I can just throw up a screenshot of your perspective, or if you're just in the world, if you like. But yeah, so it's a really fun project. We're both diligently working on the server because we used to have a server that I own called Pyrite, which was actually where Gem Saga got its roots from. It's a really fun server. Sadly, this is only gonna be a joke. This is only gonna be a thing for that V, Flame, and I, as well as some other people, will get the reference to. But they've pulled a Vibe Shack, which basically
weeps.
Which basically means they crashed the servers, processing whatever it is, and basically we cannot use that server anymore, which absolutely sucks, because it was a beautiful server. Then we had the literal sequel server, Obsidian, again another Gem Saga thing, but now we have, Gem Saga is kind of like its own thing now. We have the new thing, Truth SMP, which, fun fact, actually initially was supposed to be what Truth Chronicles was, actually. But that got canned when I could no longer play Minecraft Java for almost a year.
Yay.
Yeah, it's real fun. Yeah, if I can try and find a screenshot from, like, V's perspective, they can send it to me later on. But yeah, I can just slap it on screen for you guys to see what
Tee
Truth SMP is. I also will link my trailer, which, disclaimer, needs to be remade. Trust me, it is outdated.
LMAO.
Like, me and V have been doing a lot more lore on it, and, like, a lot of stuff is, like, stuff I had plans for that has just been completely canned. Okay, so before we, we've been on the second question for, I think, almost 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Are there any little projects that you've worked on in the past that you have unfortunately canned? Like, just out of curiosity, because old projects is an amazing topic. It's really fun talking about the old stuff.
A few, possibly. I tend to make projects, then forget about them. Then return later and reboot. Nothing I make is really canned. Just put on a possible permanent hiatus.
That makes sense. I've had similar projects, the old projects of mine that I've unfortunately canned or put on permanent hiatus, as you used to put it. An old project that was actually initially an offshoot of the Analog Protocol, project of mine on Minecraft Bedrock called The Forgotten Timeline. A whole can of worms. It's partially connected with Analog Protocol. It's a mess. Putting it simply. And unfortunately, I could not. I put it on hiatus after hiatus after hiatus, and then just canned it. Which absolutely sucks, because I had a lot of fun working on it with another friend of mine. Let me think. Other stuff I've put in the can is my old stories. I'm not joking, and V knows this partially because I talk to V a lot. But a lot of my old stories I've just chucked into the abyss and left them to rot. I've not touched them in a while. I don't plan on touching them anytime soon.
Lol, yeah. They're locked deep under the earth. More than 6 feet.
Yeah, at this point they're at the core of the earth. Because but that doesn't mean I'm not done with some of the stuff I've actually been doing recently. I have been taking old designs, just refurbishing them and repurposing them for the newer projects. It's amazing to do. It's fun doing that because it allows me to draw in my newer style. It's real fun. Oh, and V knows about this vaguely because I talked about it a few months ago. But a project I absolutely love to work on, but it's put on permanent hiatus, unfortunately, because I don't have the time, nor just enough people to do it. But a project of mine called New Beginnings. I'll probably put an image up on screen. Sometimes we have to forget the past, so we may have new beginnings. Isn't that right, Void Pucker?
This just in. The Yggdrasil Compass necklace has recently been stolen from the State Museum. It is currently unknown why this artifact has been stolen, and it is unknown as of how the assailant got into the museum. It is entirely possible that it was stolen for its supposed effects on target. For the material it is made of is ancient, yet it looks like it was created only a year ago. Updates will be announced when they arrive. Now, back to your normally scheduled broadcast.
Wow. supposedly here's the place.
It's gone. Someone took it. But who? I will find that necklace. No matter how long it takes me. Because in the end, I will rule this timeline. I just need that necklace.
But New Beginnings was a real life project, and I only got 2 videos out on the channel, which sucks because it could have been something really fun to do. Like
I remember New Beginnings.
Yeah, I talked about it a lot a few months ago when I was still working on it, but yeah, that's been put on permanent hiatus, unfortunately. I still have the mask for the main antagonist for it, though. I've made a few things actually for the project, but I made an entire mask for the character, my villain character named Doden. It actually kind of, and what's funny is a lot of old designs and projects get repurposed, as V kind of put it, like rebranded in a way. Like they return later and rebooted, but yeah, like Doden's original design actually. Fun fact for you, V, and people who are watching this who are on Truth SMP, Doden's design actually influenced the figure's design.
Ooh. Oh. I did not know that. Wowie.
Yeah, because for people who do not know, the figure is kind of like this main character, like a main like antagonistic character for my server, my Truth SMP project. He's this mysterious character who no one knows about. They just see him at a glance. He's watching them in the trees, watching them under the floorboards. Like no one is safe from his eyes. He's always watching, but no one knows why. No one even knows his motives or who the hell he is. Of course, me and V know. We're the writers of the project, and obviously we will not tell you guys.
Lol. Yeah.
Yeah, so, let me think. Is there anything you'd like to do in the future, like, with, like, me, like, Flame, or, like, other people? Like, is there anything you'd like to do in the future? Yeah,
Future projects. I'm not quite sure. Most of my focus is on kinda whatever right now. Life stuff and whatnot, as well as Arbiter persists and just stuff for fun. For future projects, I think it would be nice to do a longer world-building project. A larger series of sorts.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of why I've done Truth Chronicles, because it allows me to experiment and figure out, okay, what can I do here that I can do better or like not do less of in another project. It's kind of like my own little passion project that I've loved just working on. Yeah, as far as future projects as well, I'm not fully sure what I want to do. Because, like, as V said, I have my, like, real life stuff is really influencing how much I'm able to work on projects. Because, fun fact for viewers, we are almost out of school. We have, like, we have, like, 4 days left of school.
3 days.
Yeah, three actual days, one, like, asynchronous, which basically means we're doing work at home day, and one, hey, if you need to wrap up stuff day. So, yeah, it's really just 3 days left. Meaning summer is almost here. Meaning more time to work on projects.
Thank God.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun to just work on. Oh yeah, I'm also... Okay, so this actually come to mind. Is there any characters you'd like to talk about that you absolutely love, like, that are yours? Like, I can think of one I feel like you're an absolutely love talking about. Your main kind of representation character of Vazrael. If I can find a good image, I can...
Vazrael, yes.
I can maybe try and find a good image and, like, put it on screen.
It sure is a thing.
Yeah, they are strange, to put it simply.
I tend to like my character's lore to be discovered by hints and through the story. But I will say they do connect a lot of smaller series and whatnot, as well as kinda being a sort of master manipulative character. Not manipulative, more so they pull the strings behind a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and yeah, because like because I actually personally don't know too much about Vazrael, not because because V doesn't tell me much about the character, because it's V, they don't tell me a lot about some stuff they work on, but also because
LOL.
Vazrael is this just interesting and still kind of being worked on character. Like, and I absolutely love, like, the concept of, like, who Vazrael is.
Yeah. Another character I have that I enjoy is Arbiter Persist's main protag, Solaria.
Or, as it's actually pronounced, Solaria. I think it's actually pronounced, I don't know. Like, who's more correct?
There's several ways to pronounce it.
Fair.
All of them are right and wrong.
That makes sense.
Anyways, I can indulge myself and talk about Solaria a little.
This is probably the part where I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun, and this being me sarcastic, I have a lot of fun editing. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun editing this part.
As the main protagonist of a horror series, she's thrown headfirst into the giant scheme of the outside forces of the world. Arbiter Persists goes into supernatural and cosmic horror. Solaria's main summary as a character can be: she's rather, well, very much of a personality.
That's putting it simply.
She lives in the poorer districts of an alternative universe London, living with a childhood friend named Tungsten. Eventually she dies but is shortly resurrected and therefore thrown headfirst into a very supernatural mystery. The main themes of AP resolve around death, loss, and government control. What else? I'm just tryna think of information to be noted. Yeah, no.
Yeah, like, and also it's also a thing of, like, not saying everything that would kind of, like, ruin the plot in the story.
Yes. That's very, very difficult.
Especially with how,
Overall, there will be a lot of heavy themes.
yeah.
It takes heavy themes at both a blunt force and laid-back attitude that is slowly ramped up. But overall, yeah.
Yeah, like from like the little peaks I've been able to get at the story because of V just like sending me and Flame like little snippets. It is a very like heavy story. Like one not to be taken lightly. Because it definitely talks about and deals with some very heavy topics, as V said, like one very prominent one, if I'm correct, is SH or self harm, which yeah.
Yes. Self-harm is one of the kinder interesting in S1s. Without spoiling much for some of the characters, it's something used so casually that it takes an unnoticed toll. Due to the supernatural elements, there's no backfiring to it, except for, well, the mental side effects.
Mm-hmm.
The main heavier themes lie with a very in-depth glance at the actually atrocities and horrors of a fascist dystopia. The government in Arbiter Persists is so casually dystopian.
Like, I'll let you can finish before I ask, like, because I have a really funny question.
That it's looked at casually by the characters, but from an outer perspective it seems kinda wild. This is, of course, semi-rooted in real-life government abuse and control and how the world is slowly leaning into a dystopian. Majority of the main characters are not middle or upper class in the slightest. Majority of them are the people suffering in face of it.
I'll actually talk about one of such characters, because I actually have my own character in this, and I'll talk about him a little bit later on.
Yee. You can go. I'm done now. Lou.
Okay, before I talk about my character, I have one really funny question. When you say the government in Arbiter Persists is so casually dystopian, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being absolutely not, which is obviously not the right answer, and 10 being full-blown Mad Max, how dystopian is the government? I'm really excited to see the response.
It's leaning more into 1984 territory. The dystopian part is rooted in real life.
Wait a minute.
It's government control, but everyone is so blinded to it. If you really look into it, then it's really dystopian.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the characters have no clue. They just know that it's always been like this. And for all they know, always will.
Okay. So, I just noticed something that's a little funny. And thank you for explaining that, because that's really fun. You said it's leaning towards more into 1984 territory, and for people, and obviously for the viewers, since I obviously had them bot muted at the time, earlier, near the beginning of the call, V said, literally 1984, I've been silenced. That is
LMAO.
two 1984 references. Should I have like a reference counter, like, for these videos, like, how many references you make to, like, a specific thing?
Yes.
Okay. Now to talk about my character during all this, which My character is actually one of my absolutely favorite characters that I own. Um, and and like he's such an actual he's actually a really tragic character. But to give everyone the rundown, basically, my character's name is Yggdrasil, which is a shortened name from the name Yggdrasil, the world's tree from Norse mythology, and I think also Celtic, which I think Norse and Celtic mythologies are the same thing. Anyways, Yggdrasil has like just is a very tragic character, all in all. And that is saying something, especially as you guys know, compared to the overall state of the universe, is saying something. To basically have a rundown on his lore, he lived in some other country and shit, and at one point, the zombie apocalypse broke out. It's not exactly stated why, but due to a lot of things wrong with the universe, V knows exactly what I'm talking about, but a certain thing that's very wrong with the universe kind of caused the whole thing. Basically, dude has a lot of trauma from it. Because, one, the entire apocalypse in a city, that is going to be traumatizing as is. You're alone in a huge space, and you're faced with death left, right, and center. What makes it worse, though, is at some point he gets scratched or bit. I can't remember if I said directly which. If I did, I cannot remember. But basically, that means he would be infected, meaning he had to get his from around the end, halfway down his upper arm. There's a term. I will put it on screen if I find it. But halfway down his upper arm, between his elbow and his shoulder, that got cut off. Obviously, that means he ain't gonna have a hand there. He ain't gonna have an arm anymore. Obviously he got a prosthetic put in place, luckily. But, again, it's the zombie apocalypse. Surgery like that is going to be a little bit rushed and not very clean. Another counter on the trauma list. And what really makes things worse is that he lost someone who was like a sister, who's another sister to him, because he does have a sister, but another sister to him. And so and what happened is she somehow got infected, and and both of them did not realize until they were about to escape via a helicopter. And it wasn't a situation where they could cut off the limb and give a prosthetic and shit. No, it was too far gone to the point where she was a lost cause. So they had Yggdrasil make the hard decision and put them out of their suffering, aka shooting them, preventing the infection from fully taking over and making them into a zombie, into one of the infected. And that is obviously going to be very traumatizing for him. Having to mercy kill someone you love, like a sister, as family, that's going to be very hard on your psyche. And what makes it worse is he wouldn't be able to have a proper funeral for them, because the reason why there's an escape helicopter is because the government had planned to nuke the city, erasing the entire virus, as well, and making sure every infected corpse, living or dead, living, like, undead, actually, like, living undead, or actually dead, would not be infected anymore. And unfortunately, Yggdrasil had to watch that happen, which, that is very hard. That's going to be very hard for him. And what doesn't make it any better, what doesn't make those traumas any better is, at a young age, with his sister, they lived on the streets. And so they had to scavenge for food. They are, like, as, like, V said earlier, like, they are not middle class. They are lower. So yeah, that's gonna be very hard for him. And what makes it even better for the character is
Brocass MFS. Sorry, carry on.
it's fine. And I'm almost done anyways. And what makes it worse for Yggdrasil is, at some point, he will have to, unfortunately, relive the trauma during the story, which V knows I'm talking about, because I've always suggested it to them a few times. Now, one thing I do want to say, I feel like Yggdrasil's entire, like, character during AP is going to be where some of the heavier topics kind of delve into, more so. Because we did talk about self-harm earlier, and characters like Solaria, they're going to be fine. Like, yes, aside from mental stability, they're going to be physically fine. For characters like Yggdrasil, he's not. He's not like Solaria. He can't just die and come back. So it makes his character and, like, everything he's going through much more serious. And and I do not have a script for this. There is no script the only script was at the beginning. I'm being completely serious here. If any of you who are watching this video are going through anything like that, like, you are having trouble with your mental, like, you're having issues with mental health, like, self-harm, like, think about, like, ending everything. I will not say the word, but you should know the word by now. If you are going through any of this, please try and contact people who can help. I cannot make this any more clear. Try and get help. Yes, life is very tough, and no one deserves to go through that. So please try and find, like, try calling support lines. Talk to family. If family can't help, talk to friends. Even if they're not real life friends, talk to people online. Try and go to the communities that you feel safe, that you can be yourself in. Just try and please stay safe. And yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm being completely serious here. If you are having difficulty with any of that, just try and find people who will help. I personally have not had to deal with any friend. I've not had to deal with it myself. I have not had to deal with that in my life. But I do know of friends who have had to deal with it in similar cases. And my heart does go out to them. Please try and stay safe. If you do know me in real life, and if you are feeling any of these emotions, like, if you're depressed, you need comfort or anything, please let me know, and I will do my best to help you out and try and stay calm and, like, content, and not accidentally end up doing any of those things. V, would you like to make any comments about this?
Suicide hotline on screen.
Yes, I will put a suicide hotline on the screen, and I will keep this here for this entire point. If any of you, and I'm being completely serious, if any of you feel that way, like, if you were going to do that, please call the number on the screen, because we do not need any more death in the world. Death is already a constant, especially considering the things happening over, like, in the Middle East and stuff like that. Try and stay safe, and there are people out there who love you. You are not alone.
Yay.
Sorry for the... Oh, he's saying something.
Yeah. I don't have much to say, but get help if you need it.
Yeah, if you do need help, please get it. And even though to probably a few of you, I'm just TV boy on screen. I will try and help you out. If you need support, I can try and give it. And sorry for getting so serious there. Trying to switch to a more, fun and brighter topic. As of day of recording, today is June 1st, aka beginning of Pride Month. Happy Pride, everyone. Also, if you are a homophobe...
Pride Month. Yay.
Yes, month of the gays.
Homophobes implode.
Yeah.
I cast fireball.
Yeah, if you're a homophobic, transphobic, any of that sort of thing, fuck off. This ain't your month. You can fuck off for a month.
Eat shit and die.
Yeah, you can fuck off for the month. You can, hell, you can fuck off all year. I don't give a shit. Just fuck off. No one gives a shit about what you say.
Lol. Anyways, was there any other questions?
Not really, just, is there anything else you'd like to say before I possibly end this entire video, because the recording is 54 minutes long. Meaning I have a lot of editing ahead of me.
That long VV.
Yep, it's almost been an hour.
God damn.
But yeah, hopefully I can trim that down with
Wow.
everything. Because there's obviously spaces between you talking, Bob able to talk.
What else to say?
You can say something completely silly, I don't care.
Cost dog hotco.
Alright, and this is the actual end of the video. See you later, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching. Later.